The Directorate of State Security, DSS, in the southwest region of Nigeria has vowed to combat the growing menace of kidnapping along its highways. This commitment was made by the Ogun State Director of the Services, Folasade Adekaiyaoja, at the recent fourth quarter 2023 Southwest Conference for State Directors held in Abeokuta. The DSS said it plans to intensify its efforts to ensure a safer environment, especially as the nation approaches the end of the year and transitions into 2024. Adekaiyaoja expressed displeasure at the increasing incidences of kidnapping along the highways and pledged to use the experience and expertise of the DSS in collaboration with other security agencies to combat the issue. Now, joining us on the news is Chidi Omeje, a security expert, to discuss security in Nigeria. Good morning, sir, and thank you so much for joining me on the news.
Good morning, and compliments of the season.
Compliments of the season to you as well. So over the past years now, what significant shifts have you observed in the nature and dynamics of cross-border crime in Nigeria? And what exact measures have proven to be effective in mitigating some of these challenges?
Of course, you know that the last year, this year that we're ending, and of course a couple of years back, they marked as very turbulent years for us security-wise, especially this issue of cross-border banditry in the northwest, particularly, and of course coming down to north central and of course some other parts of the country. We know the nature of banditry. This is more like more or less economic plundering activity. It's not purely ideological like maybe terrorism or insurgency. Banditry essentially is just about how to corner some economic advantages and all that. Of course, and of course we see that there's some kind of nexus, some kind of relationship between the bandits in the northwest and of course the terrorists in the northeast. That at the point we begin to think that the Boko Haram people are seeping into the northwest and then teaming up to exacerbate the banditry in there. But what I find noticeable well is the fact that the security agencies led by the military were able to rein in on these guys, even if they've not been able to contain them. We see that there was this robust, synergy between the land troop and the air. They'll be able to pick out a number of these bandits, and able to neutralize some of their, some of them. If not for this particular effort, it would have been a terrible thing. Because
all right, Chidi. Now, still talking about neutralizing these, terrorists and bandits. Now, I don't know if you had the chance to, take a look at the reports that just played before you came on by a correspondent in Abuja. He actually talked about the DHQ saying that they neutralized over 40 terrorists and over 100 of them were, arrested. Now, I just want to know, have these offensive, they also said that it has actually inflicted, damage on the terrorists' morale. But we've seen cases where these terrorists, come back even stronger and, more armed after such offensives actually happen. So do you think that these offensives have really inflicted damage on these terrorists' morale, or would we see them coming back a lot stronger?
What I see is the fact that the efforts of the military and of course the security agencies overall is that they did not allow these guys free rein. If not for the efforts, if not for the concerted efforts of the military and the security agencies, it would have been worse. That's what I'm trying to say. But that's not to say that it's huru. It's not yet huru. We've not gotten where we want to be. But I believe that if we put our minds to it, and if this particular government will be able to, be much more focused in those issues and have the political will to deal with these things, I think we'll do more job in containing the. But you see, life is not easy in those areas, affected areas. People, there's also already reports of kidnapping, reports of attacks on communities, reports of these daring attacks by these guys. But we also hear about the efforts of the military to contain them. So the important thing is nobody have given them the free reign, free will to act, and even if they have not been able to contain them effectively. But the important thing is that the military have not given up, and I believe that at the end of the day, we will see much more effort, much more result that is desirable. That's
All
what
right, so reflecting on the security landscape, Chidi, from January till December 2023, what emerging trends, especially in crisis management strategies, have actually shown promise in addressing the various security challenges faced by different regions within Nigeria? I mean, we actually heard that, cattle rustling, has drastically reduced.
Yeah, issues of cattle rustling, herders, farmers clashes, some of those things that used to dominate the news are no longer, in prime. But what we have right now, purely, the opportunistic attacks by these bandits, these cross-border bandits. But essentially, the crisis management effort put by the government in terms of, that robust collaboration between and among security, military, security, intelligence and response agencies have been able to give us, some level of respite. But like always, like I said earlier, we have not gotten to a stage where we want to be. But there's still a modicum. There's still some level of confidence that we will come out of the woods. But there has to be political will to deal with this, and there's no better crisis management than that will to deal with these issues. Because most times it's not just kinetic approach that we have to go with. There are times that the political leaders have to, in place some level of governance, some kind of governance that will make things easy even for the military, because you can't afford to, wallow in bad governance and expect that there won't be crisis, there won't be, insecurity. There is actually a correlation between bad governance and spike in criminality, crimes and criminality. You don't have governors who spend all the money buying exotic cars, as a priority, and then leaving these places ungoverned, and you think that you're going to have security. You see what happens in San Francisco, for instance, where the current governor have shown the world how the previous one spent almost the entire money buying exotic cars. Meanwhile,
Okay.
the state was bleeding.
All right, well, thank you so much. Chidi Omeje, sorry for cutting you short, but we'd actually have to wrap up this here. But thank you so much for joining me at this time to give us your expert's view on security challenges bedeviling Nigeria. We appreciate you.
Thanks for the opportunity and compliment of the season.